Hi everybody, it's John again, and today I have the Class of 2012 Four Horsemen set from Mattel. They are Elite style figures. I happened to cross these at Target the other day. They were marked half price, so I picked them up. I do like these little packages, and I hate them at the same time because they're a little bit pricey, but they don't come with any extras that Mattel already has, like no title belts, no robes, no anything, which have been made for all of these figures already. And I kind of find it strange that they wouldn't have included them in this package. I mean, they could have fit them in this empty space that's underneath all their names. But anyway, I think this is the third rendition of the Four Horsemen, which the original was Flair, Anderson, Blanchard, and Ole. I believe Ole got replaced by Luger for a very short time, and then Luger was replaced with Windham. And this was one of the best versions of the Four Horsemen before they kind of got ran into the ground over and over and over again. But just by looking at it right now, the faces look pretty good. Figures look pretty good. And on the back, it just shows a photo of each one of the wrestlers that are in this pack. And really, that's all there is to it. So just give me a moment here, and I'll get them outside of the package, and we'll take a closer look. I'm going to start with Tully Blanchard here, who tagged with Arn Anderson for quite a few years. He was also in the WWF as one half of the Brainbusters, managed by Bobby Heenan. So they'll kind of go good with the Heenan figure that I picked up recently. Let me get in a little bit closer here. The likeness is pretty good on Tully. His body shape is kind of thin. He was more the cowardly heel of the group. And now that I heard that they're going to be making a Magnum TA figure in the next few months, part of the Legends line, I believe they're calling it. It'll be fun to recreate that classic cage match between Tully and Magnum TA, the I Quit match, which was a very fabulous wrestling match. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out. He has his own unique chest hair pattern, and he's just got red tights, red knee pads, and he has the stars on his boots, and that's really about it. His arms look a little small to me, but other than that, his proportions aren't too bad. But his head does go all the way around, goes back not at all, forward just a little bit. And he has those same ball jointed shoulders, so his arm can go all the way around. And goes up to here. Biceps have that swivel in them. And he's got a single jointed elbow. And his wrists do rotate, and they are hinged, which is kind of a nice touch. He does have ab crunch, where he goes forward to here and back to about there. And his waist rotates. Quite a lot of movement on his hips. And go forward, not really back. He doesn't have an upper thigh rotation. I believe, looks like, yeah, he's got double jointed knees. He's got the boot cut rotation. Hinged ankles that don't really want to move. There they go. They are really tight. Oh. And they rock. I believe Tully's finisher back then was the slingshot suplex off the ropes. He held a lot of the lower end middle belts, like the US champion, television champion kind of deal. And he has held the tag team champions numerous times with Arn. So that's a look at Tully there. Stay. So then let's go with his quite often tag team partner here, Arn. Arn is a little bit taller. Feels like he should be a little bit wider to me. He was more of a stockier build. His facial hair is quite light. This one is a little bit darker, but the face is a pretty good likeness. I can't complain too much about it. It looks like a really young Arn Anderson. They did give him his receding hairline, which is a nice touch. He's looks like he's on the exact same body as Tully. Yeah, the only difference is his chest hair pattern. So, yeah, he should be a little bit stockier to me. Does have the AA. They do look like they're in their Brainbusters apparel more than they are ready to wrestle for the Horsemen. I don't think they ever wore quite bright as colors. I think he always wore black when he was with the Horsemen. So again, it's weird. Kind of like the Heenan family one. It's a weird pairing of genres and time periods for each one of the figures. I'm not going to go over his articulation since it's exactly going to be the same as Tully's. His legs, he's got a little bit more, his bottom half of his legs are taller than Tully's, so it gives him a little bit of a height advantage. They do look good standing next to each other. Next, I think this is almost a totally new Barry Windham. Not sure if they had another one. He has his grimacing face, which has quite a bit of detail. And he has a ponytail, which Barry had a lot back then. Looks like an older face, though. It should be a younger Barry Windham. He is... looks like it might be a different body mold. I'm pretty sure he was the tallest of all of them in the group at that point in time. And it looks like his jacket is removable, but it might be a pain in the rear end to get it off, so I'm not really going to try too hard. And he should have all the same articulation points, elbows, wrist rotation. Let me get him back and frame a little bit there. He does have ab crunch forward, not a whole lot back. Yeah, all the articulation's exactly the same on him. The boots are nice. I really like the paint job on the boots. He did sport this kind quite a bit. So he should be the tallest of them all. His proportions look pretty good. He was kind of never really much of a bodybuilder. He didn't really like wrestling a whole lot anyway. He did a top rope suplex quite a bit as finisher. Oh, I didn't mention Arn. Arn did a DDT quite a bit when he was with the Horsemen. His spine buster he won quite a lot of matches with. Of course, all of them held many titles, mid-card titles, as well as tag championships between all of them, since they were supposed to be the elite team. And Barry, don't fall down. And last but not least is good old Ric Flair. He's got a kind of goofy buck-toothed expression going on him. It's not a bad face sculpt of Flair. Does look a lot like him in his younger days. Definitely that build. He wasn't really that ripped except for maybe first Starrcade when he was taking on Harley. And before he got into his accident, he was quite the bodybuilder. Of course, Flair's finisher a lot of times was the figure four. His knee pads, though, they always put his knee pads up too high. He always wore them on his shins below his knees. Let's see if we can fix that. Now he looks a little bit more like Flair. RF. Now again, they're very standard. I do like the paint job on the boots. They all have the same. One has a closed fist, one has an opened fist. At least they can grab a little bit. They all have the exact same articulation. Flair's a little bit rougher with his head because of his hair. I guess if you look close enough, his teeth are individual. You can see both top and bottom, but still that grin's a little goofy. Nice work on the laces. They're well painted. He has the same articulation as the other ones, which they do get a lot of movement in them. And he should be just under Barry Windham's height, which he is. So they got at least the heights right. So that is the Four Horsemen. Like I said, no belts or anything. I mean, normally whenever they were at the front of the spotlight, all of them had titles. And these look more like brainbusters than they do Horsemen. They should have all probably been black or all in red. But I didn't have these figures in my collection. I know Tully's usually a pretty hard figure to get. He was in the Legends line. Is I think a Matty Collector exclusive figure, so he's really crazy expensive. But overall, it's a pretty nice set, and they'll look good on the shelf with the rest of the guys. And yeah, other than Barry's face and Ric Flair's face, just the more I look at it, the goofier it looks. But you know, it was Ric Flair. He was kind of crazy. If you like this at all, give me a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for looking, and I'll talk to you later.